Welcome to another comparison, guys. This time we have the battle of the Nissan SUVs. Our first 2023 comparison, we're gonna go over the 2023 Nissan Murano and the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder to help you determine which SUV is the right car to buy. First thing you want to consider is obviously your budget and the pricing. Now we grabbed the platinum models of both vehicles, so you're comparing apples to apples. Our Nissan Murano is going to have an MSRP of $48,098, while our platinum Pathfinder is going to have an MSRP of $55,498. So about 7 grand more for your Pathfinder. Let's see what that 7 grand gets you. Now the Nissan Murano has seen very little changes from last year's model and from a lot of the previous years. It's really stayed pretty much the same since about 2015, 2016. When we compare the exterior styling, you can see this is more of a sporty, kind of curved, rounded look compared to our Pathfinder, which is more square, more rugged. They just redesigned this for 2022. So in the Pathfinder, you're gonna see a little bit more modern styling and modern and newer technology that you don't get in the Murano. Now, both vehicles share the same engine, but you're gonna see a little subtle differences when we look at the power plants here. Our Nissan Murano comes with that 3.5 V6. It's gonna give you about 260 horsepower and 240 pounds-feet of torque. This one is all-wheel drive, and the difference between the two is this one has a CVT transmission. When we look at our Nissan Pathfinder, you have that same 3.5 V6, but you get 284 horsepower and 259 pounds-feet of torque. This one is a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, when you're comparing fuel economy is going to be relatively the same. Our Murano is going to give you about 10.4 liters per every 100 kilometers combined, and our Pathfinder 10.5, so not a huge difference. However, because of that 9-speed automatic, you can tow a lot more with this Pathfinder. 1,500 pounds of towing versus 6,000 pounds of towing. So if you plan on towing something, the Pathfinder is definitely the better option. Now guys, this is my opinion on which one you should buy, but I want to hear from you. So comment below which one you think is the better option, the Pathfinder or the Murano. So we've gone over the power plans. Now let's look at the exterior styling of each car, because here with them back to back, you can see them really, the styling, how it's different here. But see, our Pathfinder is a little taller, a little more square. You get a little more off-road look with the roof rails and kind of the squared back. This one being the platinum, you will get these 20-inch, they are the same color rims. They're dark hyped aluminum alloy rims, and then you have your Pathfinder badging right on the bottom here. But when we go to the Murano, you can see there's a little more chrome on the exterior styling, a little more curvature and flow to the back, giving a little more sporty, athletic look. So it all depends on your opinion here, but you can see we have a 5 split spoke aluminum alloy rim, very similar in color to our Pathfinders, and then chrome on the door sills, chrome on the handles, chrome all throughout windows. Comment which one you like better in terms of the exterior styling. Now both cars are going to come with the foot activated lift gates, and let's test them out here. First try on the Pathfinder, pretty seamless. Oh, and the Murano failed me. No way. Murano. Okay, so probably about the 7th try on the Murano, I got the foot activated lift gate. A little disappointed in our Murano friend here. Let's compare the trunks. Now, obviously our Pathfinder has the 7 seats. This one comes with 45 cubic feet of cargo capacity when you have the back seats folded down. Compare that to the Murano. And then you have 31 cubic feet of cargo capacity back here. So not as much cargo in the Murano. Looking at them both, you would have to decide if you're going to be using the 7 seats often, but with those seats folded down, the Pathfinder is a lot bigger. Now, obviously the Pathfinder is 7-seater, so if you need those extra seats, you're going to put your kids back here, and that's why you would choose the Pathfinder over the Murano. It is a little spacious back here. This one comes with the 8-seat bench in the front. You can choose the 8-seater model or the 7-seater where it gets you 2 captain chairs. But I do like the fact that the Pathfinder comes with 7 seats and it's pretty easy to escape. Now, obviously you want to compare the drive. So if you're looking at purchasing one or the other, I obviously recommend taking them out for a nice long test drive. But there's a bit of technology that you get in this Platinum Pathfinder that you don't get in the Murano. This one, you get the 12.3-inch gauge cluster. So with the Platinum Murano or the Platinum Pathfinder, you get a digital gauge cluster right here, which is really cool. You get the heads-up display as well, and then you have the larger infotainment system. This Pathfinder will also come with wireless Apple CarPlay if you want to use your Apple CarPlay wirelessly. In terms of the seating, okay, so the Pathfinder seats are really comfortable. You get the diamond stitching. The Murano comes with just an overall higher level of comfort, I feel, and you get a little more space up in here. But this one has a bit more cargo space using the square shifter and the center pass-through here for the console. You get a little more space for like your phone and your cups and things like that. Let's compare the two cameras. This is the Pathfinder camera, and you can see you get the around view with the 360 here. So it is a nice backup camera here. You get that bird's eye view and you get the parallel view, the wide angle. Let's compare that to the Murano. This is our forward camera, and we have, when we put it in reverse, the backup camera, which comes on automatically. You get the 360 view and you can use it to parallel park and change a few different camera angles. Comment below if you guys have driven both, but my biggest thing that I like about the Pathfinder, and the biggest reason why I would choose the Pathfinder, is the Nissan Pro Pilot Assist. It comes on the Pathfinder only. It doesn't come in the Murano. So that helps when you're driving, and like I've used it a lot. I've done a lot of videos on it. It really keeps you centered in the lane and keeps you a safe distance from the car in front of you. So it's kind of, you can relax a bit more while you're driving, and the Pathfinder has that and the Murano doesn't. So I would go with the Pathfinder simply for that feature. Behind the wheel of the Murano, this car feels a little heavier when you're stepping on it, but it is a lot, like it's more smooth. The seats are comfier. The driving is a little different. It does feel like a smoother, quieter ride. It's definitely a more sturdy ride. When you're in this thing, comparing that to the Pathfinder and other like recent SUVs, it's not as updated. It's not as like fresh. It's not like 2023 fresh in terms of the technology and the layout and how everything is set up. This wood trim is nice, but it's kind of a love it or hate it thing. And I've had customers say that they don't want the Platinum just for that wood trim. So comparing the two, drive-wise, smoother, sturdier, better acceleration on this Murano when you step on it. Technology-wise, the Pathfinder. Safety features, the Pathfinder. Comfort, the Murano is a little more comfier, if that's a word, comfier, more comfortable in the Murano. The seats are just a little nicer in the Murano and softer. So that is a comparison, guys, between the Murano and the Pathfinder. Are you still torn, or have you made up your mind after watching the video? Now, if it was me deciding between the two, I would go and spend the extra money for the Pathfinder. I do like the modern, more rugged styling. You have the extra seats in the back, you have more towing, and that Pro Pilot Assist is just one feature that I really can't do without. So my recommendation is the Pathfinder, but I want to hear from you. Comment what you feel is the better choice, Murano or Pathfinder, and we'll get a great discussion going. See you in the next video.